Hey everybody, it's me Tim. This will be a pretty quick video. Now I'm uploading this on Sunday the 29th. You might be watching this Monday, but I kind of wanted to give you my thoughts on where CleanSpark's going to go this week. First off, we have a new piece of news here. This just came out the other day, and this is regarding 2021. Now it goes into a little bit of detail how CleanSpark was formerly a microgrid business, started shifting its focus, and was essentially promising that this ATL facility was going to go from 20 megawatts to 50 and be completed by April 2021. And then in August of 2021, so a bit later, the company said that the expansion project would not be completed until sometime in the fall of 2021. As of mid-December 2021, the expansion was not complete. The lawsuit is alleging that CleanSpark failed to disclose this information. So we'll see where things go here. It's definitely going to be important to watch the stock. This could be perceived very badly and just cause a sell-off. And there's one negative piece of news there. Now, as for a positive piece of news, over this weekend, Bitcoin created a new recent high. And we've got an important pattern to watch. It does seem like potentially a broadening formation. We might push down and kind of create a new lower low, but it might be just a simple broadening formation or broadening pattern. But this could positively affect CleanSpark here this week. It definitely depends on how this lawsuit gets perceived by the public and by Wall Street. It could definitely be profit-taking time, at least for the short term, for those that have got on this recent CleanSpark run-up, and so just be cautious. But Bitcoin is definitely looking bullish on the charts. Every time it pushes out, creates a new recent high, consolidates, let the RSI reset, cool off of overbought, and then it goes on its next leg up. And while CleanSpark from the bottom here to where it's at now doesn't seem like an insane run, but in reality it's right around the same percentage that Bitcoin has gained since its bottom. And one thing to watch out for CleanSpark if we do start pushing, watch the $3 wall get broken. This definitely to me seems like a very clear resistance, and it just happens to be on the 200 MA. I do think a break and a flip of these levels, a flip to support for $3 and a flip to support on the 200 MA, could be the bullish momentum that CleanSpark needs, but we do have to break those levels. Now another thing to consider is the stock market. And right now the SPY, while in an overall downtrend, has been pushing up lately, but you want to see a clear breakout of this resistance. I wouldn't say it's there yet. I want to see it break and hold. So this could be just a setup because the Fed meeting is coming up. It seems like a 25 basis rate hike is already in the works and is already kind of priced in. But just because we ran up, we could see a little dump coming up to the Fed meeting. And another thing we have coming up here is CPI and also a lot of earnings for the large caps. The market will definitely be keeping a close eye on those. And if large caps report bad earnings, small caps might tank as well. And at the very least, Bitcoin could fall, just seeing the SPY fall. Now, one last thing I did want to mention in terms of CleanSpark is we are going to have their mining update anytime here. Typically, it comes out anywhere from the 2nd to the 5th, so be on the lookout for that. I will be covering it, but this is definitely going to be something that can either cause a huge pump or a huge drop here for CleanSpark. I personally think that this mining update will come out great. And here's another thing to think about with this investigation. There's complaints that that 20 megawatt facility didn't turn into a 50 megawatt facility, and while they definitely should have disclosed that information, it may have been a complete oversight. Regardless of that, it could be a problem for CleanSpark moving forwards, but one thing we have to think about is, they just had an announcement that they added 50 megawatts to a different facility. I mean, they are still expanding like crazy. And real quick, guys, I did want to mention, I'll leave this down below for you, but it actually goes over their ATL data center, which is in College Park, and they're currently at 47 megawatts as of this article here. And there was a class action lawsuit filed in February 2022, kind of dealing with the same thing. I actually think this is connected. This might be the same thing. I think this article here is just going over that this company basically is planning on continuing this investigation here. But yeah, I mean, this College Park facility, they have expanded their megawatts. However, they just didn't disclose things on the right timeline. But yeah, I figured I would just add this in on editing. Sorry if it's a little jumbled up here. So I personally think this investigation is kind of nitpicky, but rules are rules, and they were supposed to disclose that information. So we'll see how the market takes that moving forwards here. And one more thing upcoming that we do have to consider is earnings. And while their earnings is still a ways away, we do have to remember that this is going to be their earnings for October, November, December, which for a lot of that time, Bitcoin was well under $20,000. And there was a time that they had to shut down some of their rigs temporarily because of a big storm. Hopefully, moving forwards, we don't have that issue again. And while this next mining update might be fantastic, we might have a new daily high on Bitcoin. We'll probably have a record-breaking amount of Bitcoin produced on the month. We do have to remember that this January isn't going to be reported in their quarterly earnings coming up. And it's based on some times that Bitcoin was lower in price. So that is one thing to be aware of. But it is going to be important to see how January goes, of course February and March as well, because that will be our next quarter. And I do suspect we will have a pretty dang good quarter, and even better quarters to come as long as Bitcoin continues to cooperate. It does look very bullish on the technicals, but the overall market could of course push this down if things go bad there. But I just wanted to put a quick video out for you guys and let you know that there are definitely a lot of things to be looking out for CleanSpark. Some negatives, some positives. But either way, it's been a hell of a ride, and it will continue to be a hell of a ride. But I hope you guys had a good weekend. Thanks as always, and take it easy.